Sorry, I ran out of memory space, but as you can see, I've progressed a little bit. So obviously the new roof is on now, but more importantly, everything inside is finished. So I've got the new carpet and the seat back in place, all of them. I've reinforced both front seats with new rubber underneath. I will do the same at some stage for the rear ones, but because they're easy to take out, then I didn't bother this time. I prefer to put the roof back on. So yeah, the next step now is going to be at the back. I need to put the trunk lid back on, and then I am going to install the tow bar and the new rear bumper, because I like to find a trailer pretty soon to start making sure everything is okay and to prepare for the road trip I'm going to be doing in 2 months. So let's do that, shall we? So I need to slide this back on. Thanks. There you go. There you go. The new trunk lid lock now works because I fixed it the other day. So yeah, next step is going to be to take rear bumper off, put the tow bar and the new rear bumper back on. Right, so the only thing that's left to do now is to replace these two corners. So each one of them go in here, and for that I need to release the bottom of the roof. There you go. Right, so now I need to see how to take these rear bumper off. Maybe I don't even need the extension. Let's see. Now the next step is gonna be to try and see how to install the tow bar. I know it's supposed to come on the bumper support, so I'm gonna open the garage door to have more space and see how it comes, and try and mount it underneath. Alright, so right, so next I need to fill up all these gaps here with filler, and yeah, so that's what I'm going to do now, and then I'll put the rear bumper back on. I've got these, which is the hardener, and these. That smells really bad. Now it's raining. Happy to have a garage. Oh well. I'm not getting anything for now, so I'm gonna carry on. So, since the last video, a few things have been done on the car. I didn't have time to record all of them, and to be honest, most of them were electrical problems, so it takes a long time looking for where the problem is and trying to fix it, so it wouldn't have made for an interesting video anyway. But I've received a few new parts for the car, so replaced the air filter cover because the old one was all broken, as you can see here and wasn't even very good anyway. So I've replaced that, put a new air filter in there. Well, the battery is new, but I think that was already the case in the last video. I still need to put the heater tubes in and the heat dump tubes as well, but I haven't done so yet because I needed to have good access to all the electrics and the fuse box that's here. But yeah, normally now it should be pretty much okay. I still need to adjust the ignition. I did it once already, but I'm not fully happy with it, so I need to take the grill off again, the fan off as well, and the ignition is right behind it. I've changed the spring on the hood catch, so that's okay now, and it catches the hood properly. And all the electrics are working. I had a very hard time on the fog light, which is a requirement on the UK cars, which the French ones didn't have at the time. But anyway, that's not the problem anyway. In the end I ended up rewiring it altogether because yeah, it was doing my head in. Apart from that, I've already filled and sanded down all the gaps in the bodywork, so now I'm gonna take the car out and primer and paint it. Something else that's happened in the last video, yeah, while I was looking for all the electrical problems, I was sat on this seat and basically the structure underneath it just cracked, so I had to fix that as well, and I will probably do the same for the other 3 seats, so I'll try and record that. Apart from that, yeah, that's about it. I think I've prepared a few cables underneath here because I'm gonna put 2 cigar lighters sockets so that I can charge the phones during the trip, and probably a sat nav as well. And because this car used to have the heated windscreen and the new roof doesn't have it, I still have the live wire here, which I'm probably going to use to connect a fan directed to my baby, because in July when we're planning to do this trip, it's going to be quite hot. I'm probably going to do that since the wiring is already here, and I've got the switch right here on the dashboard. So that's what I'm intending to do. Yeah, and I think the last video I had already covered the new carpet and all the rest of it. So that's about it. Now I'm gonna go at the back and take the car out. So just a few more details in preparation for the MOT, which for people out of the UK is the technical inspection. So I have a few things to do before I can take it to the MOT in 2 days time. First thing is going to be to change or replace the coil by another one, standard one. And probably the high tension cables as well, and the headlights as well, because as you can see probably in here, yeah, they're not really reflective anymore. So I've got another ones that I'm going to replace them with. So let's start with these. This works. Next, see how rusty that is, and inside is exactly the same. Next, onto a coil. So here and here, here and here. Now just get rid of this tie wrap, and this comes off. Now I need to get rid of this one and replace it, because as you can see it's broken. So I'm going to need 7 of these. I've put some cement before starting recording on these joint here. On the exhaust line, so I've been letting it cure for a while. Now I'm gonna start the car and cure it faster with the heat, but I didn't want to do it too soon, because otherwise the pressure from the exhaust gases just blows it away if the gap is too big. So just in case, and because I had other things to do as well, I just let it cure on its own. Oh yeah, something else I've done without recording it. The fixation for the battery was missing, so I just did something myself with a bit of how do you call that, angle iron or something like that, and a couple of springs from the old headlight bar, these two here. And that worked pretty well so far, so I'm happy with it. Now, well, I think it's time to start the car and see what happens.